Childbirth Methods by Janet Schlapkhol. Older lady nurse in hospital scrubs, holding a cigarette.
I don't smoke anymore, but I sometimes still like to cradle one. We've come a long way, baby. This is my break. I work labor and delivery. In the late 50s, I could have smoked anywhere there was an oxygen in use. The waiting room looked like a Republican Party caucus, full of smoke and pacing men. Mom sometimes grabbed a smoke between contractions before we gave them twilight sleep. Not that film about repressed Mormon vampires. I mean a scopolamine injection. I'd give Mom an enema, shave her from knees to waist, slip her the scalp injection, light up and catch days of our lives. Tom and Alice Horton slept in twin beds then. I wore a starched cap, white uniform, ugly shoes. Twilight sleep kept the floor peaceful, like the smile on Alice Horton's face baking donuts. After delivery, Mom's were blotto. Did I have my baby? Did I fly out the window? The baby needed a smack to get a breathing, being so drowsy and depressed from the drug. They became the drugged and depressed hippies you wanted to smack in the 60s. Get a job! Twilight sleep was getting a real bad rap, because we had to tie some moms down to their beds, so we started using it, 10 years later. The times they were changing, but on days of our lives, Alice Horton helped a guy escape from prison, and I started specialty nurses training. I was trained to offer encouragement, telling moms, just a little longer. That bastard, I swear to God, just a little longer. Mother of God damn him! Just a little longer. Oh, God! The most frequent of all. This wasn't a prayer, it was Eve's cry for justice. Not is so not fair. Oh, this for cheating with a snake. Oh, for sharing an apple. Borrowing a rib. Come on! Women were very pissed off. Fathers toted camcorders and enough tape for a mini-series into delivery. They weren't all prepared. Birth is slimy. Some dads went down like bricks. But suddenly the delivery room had become a sports bar. Heavy breathing, raucous cheers, brute cologne, and somebody passing out. Lamaze put women into two categories. Mothers who delivered without anesthesia and lesser beings. Sometimes these moms found me standing outside, smoking. Shoot, they confess. I had to have medication. I'm not on duty. The Lamaze whole wheat home birth back to the land movement had arrived. To keep up at the hospital, we switched smocks.
She reveals a tie-dyed smock.
But retained the ugly footwear. On days of our lives, the bisexual relationship fizzled out the vine as women began birthing at home, imagining a political new idea. Not something Grandma had done on the kitchen table. I was invited to attend, not to any professional experience, but rather to share in the event. I was curious. River Sky, my Catholic girlfriend christened Margaret Bridget, lived with her man Muskrat Wisdom in a wobbly home built from salvage junk, christened Lothlorien. I parked and walked up a dirt path. A woman in beads stopped me at the door, kissed me on the lips, and put a strand of beads over my head. Birth beads. Welcome. Hospitals and babies like government dictatorship, man. But River says you're cool. She took a long hit off a thick doobie. River's friends drove Volkswagen vans with impeach Nixon bumper stickers. They arrived in droves. Bearded dudes clutched grass, and their girlfriends clutched grubby children hanging off a breast, and their children clutched pets. Woodstock's version of the farmer in the dell. A pregnant woman with long tangles of hair clasped in a headband approached me. She wore a t-shirt with an arrow pointing at the floor. Check it out. The arrow points at my uterus. Not exactly, I wanted to say. But instead I said, I want the one that says, closed for business or gone fishing. She frowned on and moved away. In the bedroom, birth attendants were rubbing River Sky's belly with patchouli oil. In the kitchen, they were cooking vats of lentil soup and smoking weed. Someone strummed the mandolin, another the hammer dulcimer. Everyone sang and passed a bong. Well, when in Rome.
Takes a hit.
Rama, Rama, Hari, Hari, ooh. After about a half hour, I found myself in a corner, making out with a guy. You look like Tom Selleck. After a couple hours, the grass wore off, and he looked more like Charles de Gaulle. River Sky moaned and wandered through rooms filled with native flowers and undisciplined children, getting a contact high. A birth attendant gave a reading. Our sense is... water is primal. We soul share with water creatures. Inexplicably touched, I found myself in tears. Like crayfish? Charles de Gaulle grabbed my hand. Like dolphins. He then whispered, I've heard them speak. Labor friends formed a bucket brigade through the living room, filling an expectant kiddie pool placed near the couch. Cain and Abel, River Sky's twin toddlers, began jumping in and out of the pool, using the couch as a diving platform. With help, River Sky, now groaning and naked, positioned herself in the pool, a desultory manatee too far inland. I was riveted. What was this? Suddenly, Muskrat Wisdom, her mat, also scampered naked into the water. Parts of him looked like bait. Not to the manatee. Cain and Abel shrieked in protest. I nearly joined them. But they were bemoaning the loss of a pool, not his nudity. They quieted when allowed to play with toys in the water. I quieted days later. As the baby began to crown and blood trailed through the water, it was like watching a scene from Jaws. I kept looking for the dorsal fin while expecting a twin to disappear in a foamy broth. Muskrat Wisdom and River Sky, like a couple of tired sports fishermen, tourists pleased with the catch allowed the emerging infant to tadpole its way to the surface, past Papa's bobbing penis, while playing out and reeling back the umbilical cord until baby reached the surface and broke like a marlin for its first gulp of brain-saving oxygen. Oh my God. Baby's first gentle breath seconds before acquiring the IQ of a trout. Cleanup was left to labor friends who patiently carried buckets of bloody water to the toilet. The finale included a treat made especially by the new mama for her stoned labor friends and cooked by her birth attendants. Sautéed placenta, served with blue corn chips. I thanked everyone and left. The labor and delivery floor might have become a museum. Today's mom boasts tattoos and piercings in astonishing places. And on surfaces waxed more than a bowling lane. A generation of women protested the peri-shave, and now they arrive ready for anything as soon as they take out the barbells and studs. Do I really need to take them out? Grab your earrings and stretch it over the top of your head. OMG, would it really feel like that? Would I lie? We provide a sterile container. The tramp stamp tattoo can cause problems with getting an epidural. But what they don't know won't hurt them. Yes. Days of Our Lives is still on. Sometimes now it rivals soft porn. They have resurrected over 30 characters from the grave. When Jack Devereaux walked back on that set alive yet again for the first time in years, I wanted a cigarette. Have we come a long way, baby?